those stories, you hear those stories on and over, and those I call them energy stories, because every time you hear it, it's repeated, and it's repeated over your body. It's repeated over your psyche. And you sometimes are one of the lucky ones that happen to be born in close proximity to your destiny. You know what I'm saying? And, your destiny may not be singing at the four walls of the church, but the skill set that you need, and maybe the church is not your church. Maybe a different part of the world is your actual church. Maybe at the Peppermint Club that night, that turned into a church. You know what I mean? That experience. And I was tired. I was tired. I was a little down and out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you go through the day and you just never know what can hit your mood. And so I'm not always at the best place mentally. I may not be at 100%, right? I feel like I was at like 50. Because I was just finishing the album. I was pouring out. I recorded the Pieces of Us album in 2 weeks, 11 tracks.
Wow.
Just pouring out. Because I knew it needed to be out because we wanted to submit for the Grammys. And so I had all of these creative deadlines where you have to create from spirit, right? Because when you write a song, you got to feel it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can sing. That's the only way I can write. And that was at the end of all of that outpour. And so I didn't know if I had anything to give that night.
You had a lot.
And so so that's when you channel. That's when you
Well, maybe because you were so raw too. It's just like all out there.
I think if I wasn't as tired, it wouldn't have went that way, because it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
It was like I had to ignore how I was feeling and do whatever assignment that I guess it was an assignment. Yeah. It turned into one, and it turned into this moment. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I sometimes ignored my feeling.
Yeah. I'm an actor, and I always watch acting podcasts and stuff like that. And they have the director, David Fincher. Mm-hmm. He's notorious for shooting 50, 60 takes.
Wow.
And people are like, you're exhausted, and why do you keep doing it over? And sometimes when you get broken down to the point to you're you can't feel like you're doing this anymore.
Yes.
You get some magical thing come out.
Comes out.
And it's
magic that
because you're just recreate. I'm just going to throw it out, whatever I got left.
Absolutely.
And that's when you get the magic, right?
100%, because even you can get the magic in the studio on a take, and you try to re-sing it, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's a song on Motives called True Love. That's the demo vocal. But for some reason, I could not match the emotion in that demo vocal. Wow. And we had to leave it alone. And so those are the magic moments.
The demo was the first take that you did?
The demo was the first take on True Love. We just had to leave it.
Yep.
And then also, originally, it was supposed to be this big production. It was supposed to be drums on it, good, more electric guitar and all that. But the emotion was so intense in the original, we had to keep it as close to the demo as possible and leave vocal and just guitar. And that's it.
Welcome to the chaos.
So one of my friends, he does Sunday Dinner, A-Rod. And I guess one of the guests of Sunday Dinner is kind of like an affiliate of Sunday Dinner, which is a bunch of live performances. You know what I'm saying? And, singers come in and we honor a big producer or somebody with some credits, give them their flowers with some live arrangements of their songs. And so they asked me, I was like, sure. I saw the cause and I was like, why not? I didn't know what I was running into, but I was ready for anything, you know what I'm saying? And it turned out to be cool, man.
No, it was definitely cool. I actually met the guy Eric, because he works at Live Nation. Eric was a super cool dude. But now everybody, because I run music festivals for a living.
Nice.
So that's how I make my money to fund all of this. So that's how I work with Insomniac and Live Nation. So that's how I met Eric.
Yeah,
and
okay,
and Eric was a lot of people talk that they want to help you.
Yeah.
As soon as I met him, man, he plugged me with so many people in Live Nation. He plugged me with so many people just in the music industry.
Come on, Live Nation plug.
Yeah, and he's like, I really what you're doing. I think it's super dope. And then he's like, yo, I would love to have you come perform. I'm like, but I'm not a singer. He's like, you're gonna be the only poet, but that's fine. He's like, I think you're really dope. So I was like,
I love the variety, and you was, with the band, it was musical anyway. So I was like, this is nice.
I really like that experience. Were you a wreck inside?
No, we talked about this before. So when I get on stage, I'm sure, you've been doing this way longer than I have, but I black out
forever.
So when I get on stage, I black. I could put them on.
Keep these on.
I completely black out. I get on stage, I say the first word, and then I black out, and I don't know what's going on until the end.
Well, I mean, it was natural for you. I mean, it didn't seem like it. Well, I guess when people black out, sometimes it can be a really good thing, artistic flow. Type situation, and so that's what it felt like, and if that's the way you black out, keep blacking out.
Oh no, 100%, man. I'm brand new to performing too. I've only been doing this poetry thing for a couple of years.
Really?
That was like my 5th live performance.
Well, you had to be public speaking for a while then.
No,
Really?
Man, this whole thing. Like I've been in hospitality. I used to act back in the day, but like
wow, I can see that.
This whole thing for me is all brand new. Like we started
crazy.
this podcast a couple of years ago. I started Foundation a couple of years ago. I only learned I could write during the pandemic, where I started writing. My friends were like, stop everything you're doing, just do this.
Wow.
And then it just kind of all came out. But yeah, man, I performed. You saw me the first time I ever performed live. It was one event. Like I performed live maybe 5 or 6 times. So that's it.
Well, we can just say one word: natural.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Natural. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
You're just adding that to
the
what
resume.
You're supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
you know
man, it's cool. I mean, but obviously this is something you're supposed to be doing because, like, we'll talk about natural. Like, bro, just the voice that comes out of you is insane.
Oh man, I
like insane, man. Listen, like it's just so soulful and raspy and just like it's.
I listened to you covered a James Brown song. There's a man's word.
Oh yeah.
And you hit the like that.
Yeah.
And I was in my car going like, damn. And in the crowd, I was like, there should be more. I didn't feel like they were as hype as
you should be.
What I was listening to was like,
man, I try to. Some of the crowds, man, they're like, they probably was dressed. You know what I'm saying? And on dates.
Yeah, right.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so it just depends. But eventually, towards the end, they probably start getting a little crazy. But A Man's World is one of those songs where it's romantic, it's a ballad.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you have an opportunity to have your voice soar and turn it up. And so I don't think they were going to expect that out of A Man's World.
True.
And so
maybe it's more of like a shock. Like when you see something so amazing that you just like, you're just taking it all in.
Captive.
Well,
right?
I mean,
so captivated.
Yeah. Captivated.
I really resonate with like, one of the songs I really resonate with, and then, just the DNA of Jackie Wilson, who's like one of the originals, and then of course Sam Cooke, and then you have Little Richard, and then James Brown was heavily influenced by and used to sing background for Little Richard.
Oh yeah.
And so with me, I come from the South. I just moved to LA 6 years ago.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not no LA guy or anything.
Right.
I'm a soul singer. I play every instrument. I produce. I've been working with Jamie Foxx for the past 6 years, and it's just, it's music, but it's an opportunity to give for me. But I always wanted to stay close to my DNA. You know what I'm saying? And just be who I am. And I think that's what resonated out here in LA for some reason.
Oh, for sure.
So I'm not a scientist. I didn't have this plan, but I just knew to come out here and sing. I used to sing at mega churches for, until I started playing college basketball. Then that took over. But then I guess that gift of connecting with people, I've had that when I was 5. And so I just kind of stay true to that.
Yeah.
And I didn't rush the music business side. You gotta let that happen.
Right.
And I'm pretty sure I got taken advantage of, financially before and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you just stay close to your foundation, you'll be fine, and then you can kind of make it through anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think like it's cool because like you said, you came out here and you're not like an LA person. Like you have so much authenticity that it like exudes out of you.
Oh,
it's
man.
like you are you to the T. And like again, like I've only met you recently, but it's like, oh no, this is a real dude who's like real to himself, and you can see that. So I think that's why like in LA, so many people get lost in trying to be something they're not.
Yeah, and plus like like I'm. Like today, I probably laid back, but I'm the biggest goofball. I'm always laughing and clowning, and I think that is the balance, man. Because I just can't come out here and be. It's too late for me. It's too late for me to be anything else.
Right.
Yeah.
It's too late, and so I'm lazy when it comes to that. I can't fake it. You just gonna get me.
Yes.
And that's it. And if you don't like it, I guess we're not meant to, be in close proximity. If we vibe naturally like we did, right? We just vibe naturally, and here we are.
It was a very quick exchange too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was because I'm an energy guy,
Yeah.
and I mean that's really behind all the smokes and mirrors of everything. I mean, I go off the energy, and usually that's the right that's the right thing to go by.
Yeah.
Not about how it looks, but how it feels. And so when you get to meet people in person, you get to really see their energy.
And are you reserved, like being in the music business, and you know it's cutthroat, and there's a lot of scam artists and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you like? I mean, I guess reading people's energies was something you always had, like as a.
Let me tell you something. Church.
Yeah.
At mega church, the industry, that is the master class of learning how to read people.
Yeah.
Because you are reading people within a spiritual circumstance, and they may have a mental illness, or they may be trying to, they may have these crazy dreams that make them spiritual. So you have to they call it discernment in order to decipher what's real and what's fake. And then you got to insert common sense, minister common sense to a lot of people. And, you got to do that while singing sometimes.
Right,
You
right.
know, and then also there's not a lot of males, you know what I'm saying, like that was in a position that I was in. And so you got to have an understanding of also spacing when it comes to like 85% of like my staff or choir members or praise and worship team members were women.
Okay.
And so you have to, it's like a boundary and a care, but also like all those lessons that you see when Usher is doing the cherry thing, but then also he sees somebody with their and he gets the side hug. And all of those things I think are huge, but also you kind of understand energy. You know who to just give a hug to.
Yeah, yeah.
So you can tell by the energy.
Right.
But then you also know how the side
Yes,
hug. Or you
yes,
gotta
yes.
be careful. Don't even hug. How you doing?
Yes.
You gotta read that you gotta read that energy.
Yeah.
Church was a training ground.
That's also because I think that's such a lost art,
Yeah.
reading people's energy, because I think so many people, especially in this city, love to talk the talk,
Yeah.
but can't back it up. But people don't like energy and intuition, right?
Yeah.
Like they don't intuitively, they're just like, or they hear what they want to hear, and they're so desperate for something that there's like, I'm gonna trust this person. When you in your gut, you can be like, something's off here, but I hear you, so you know what? I'm gonna roll with this.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been to a couple of mega churches, and like, yo, that was overwhelming.
Yeah, I mean, because it's lights, camera, action at that point.
Yeah.
Like, it's lights, camera,
So
action.
and you were performing since you were a kid in mega churches, right? So how was that experience?
Every Sunday felt like the Grammys, and
That's so cool.
and sometimes, like when I say mega church, like we would have these church conventions because the church may be small in stature, but it's not even standing room,
Yeah, yeah.
and it's people in the basement, like think about like the 90s and the early 2000s. Oh my gosh, you could smell the food cooking in the basement.
Yes.
The church, the music is going crazy. You got some of the best musicians in the world. Just it felt like the Grammys, but also the energy and the good vibes. Aside from all of what the church can be, anything can be a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? Anything can be not as pleasant.
Double-edged sword to
Yeah,
everything.
absolutely. And so, but the cultural experience though, the singing, the hand clapping, the church fans, the mothers sitting in the front with the all white on.
Yeah, yeah.
And my grandmother preaching, and my dad and my grandpa singing, and you have all of those memories. And what ends up happening is that church culture turns into what home feels like. And which leads me back to like the music. I just released Motives like 2 weeks ago, but then I released a whole nother album a week ago.
Oh, wow.
And Motives was like that album symbolizes the evolution of like just me as an artist and how it developed since I've been here.
Yeah.
And when I say evolution, versatility. You don't realize in church like how many genres like you're actually participating in, and that's why you see a lot of the church guys end up on the big tours.
Yeah,
because incidentally, it's so many that you have jazz, you have rock and roll, you have hip hop,
Yes.
you have
R&B.
you have Latin music, you have everything. You have Afro beats. You know, you have every single genre within like a skilled church service and audience, and an atmosphere. And so when I moved out here, I call LA NBA. LA is the NBA when it comes to music, but music business, but also you can go out one night and sing, and you're singing in front of Stevie Wonder. You know what I'm saying? So you're in the NBA. And so I feel like in LA, my evolution was my also my honing in on the versatility that I subliminally captured through all of those years in church in the South, right?
Oh yeah.
And that's what Motives represents. So you got like from R&B, and then it's called LBS Radio. Like I have interludes in it.
Yeah.
And so when
we were listening to it, it has so like there's just the sound is just so different for every track, which is amazing.
Yeah, you were like you somehow blended all these different genres into one sound.
Yes.
Like
That's
when
I
so
first
cool.
turned it on. I'm like, okay, this is like a soul, like, and then I hear electric guitar, and then your voice, and I'm like, oh, this is different.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Carolina.
Yeah.
Because Carolina, you can go up to the Appalachian Mountains and go to the Bluegrass Festival. Then I'm from Bahama, North Carolina. Actually, come on, that's country as I don't know what.
Yeah.
That's country blues. That's oh my gosh, that's the country.
Yes.
Backwoods. You got Durham, North Carolina. Then you got the city. You know, I feel like Raleigh, North Carolina, has a rock edge to it.
Okay.
And then you have Wilson, North Carolina, which you have so many different artists from that area. Then you have Knife Wonders from Carolina. You have Fantasia. You have Casey and JoJo. It's just such a vast and different per section area, like from the coast to the mountains. Carolina is one of the only one of the few places that has the beautiful coastline, and the Bahamas, and then the Appalachian Mountains.
Wow.
And so culturally, you have all of these things. And so I absorbed all of that because Carolina's not that big. I mean, 4 hours, you go for 4 or 5 hours, you go from coast to coast. I mean, coast to mountains. And so musically, all those influences do come together.
And when did you, do you remember like when music hit you first and what you like? What did you resonate with? And how did you know that you could start singing? Because that always like, I remember I try to be like, we love NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
And I remember in high school, I learned that I liked to sing, but I wasn't a good singer. I could like mimic what they were doing.
Right.
But I'm like, man, this is something that if I could sing, I'd want to do.
Man, I started playing drums when I was 3 and tambourine when I was 3. I didn't know. I was introduced to it at birth. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know that you had to discover if you could or not. It was just something I just knew I could do, and everybody else knew I could do. And my mom telling me stories. Oh, before you was born, I had a dream. that I was laying down in the what's she called? I was laying down in the pulpit, and God rose me up, and He put me back down.
I love it.
And then my blouse rolled up and showed my stomach, and it was a cross. And from then on, I knew you was gonna be a boy, and you was gonna be anointed, and you was gonna be singing for God.
Yes, and she wasn't wrong.
Yep.
She wasn't wrong.
I'm still doing it to this day.
Yes,
I'm still doing it, and like here we go, here we are. It. And so from those stories, you hear those stories on and over, and those energy I call them energy stories because every time you hear it, it's repeated and it's repeated over your body. It's repeated over your psyche. And you sometimes are one of the lucky ones that happen to be born in close proximity to your destiny. You know what I'm saying? And, your destiny may not be singing at the 4 walls of the church, but the skill set that you need, and maybe the church is not your church. Maybe a different part of the world is your actual church. Maybe at the Peppermint Club that night that turned into a church. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That experience. And I was tired. I was tired. I was a little down and out. You know what I'm saying? Like I was, you go through the day and you just never know what can hit your mood. You know, and so I'm not always at the best place mentally. You know, I may not be at 100%, right? I feel like I was at like 50. You know, because I was just finishing the album. I was pouring out. I recorded the Pieces of Us album in 2 weeks, 11 tracks.
Wow.
Just pouring out. Because I knew it needed to be out because we wanted to submit for the Grammys. And so I had all of these creative deadlines where you have to create from spirit, right? Because when you write a song, you got to feel it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I can sing. That's the only way I can write. And that was at the end of all of that outpour. And so I didn't know if I had anything to give that night.
You had a lot.
And so and so that's when you channel. That's when you
Well, maybe because you were so raw too. It's just like
it just
all out
just
there.
I think
out.
if I wasn't as tired, it wouldn't have went that way because it wasn't about me.
Yeah.
It was like I had to ignore how I was feeling and do whatever assignment that I guess it was an assignment.
Yeah.
It turned into one, and it turned into this moment. And I'm like, I'm so glad that I sometimes ignored my feeling.
Yeah. You know, I'm an actor, and I always like watch acting podcasts and stuff like that. And they have the director, David Fincher. He's like notorious for shooting like 50, 60 takes. Wow. And people are like, you're exhausted, and you keep, and like, why do you keep doing it over? And like, sometimes when you get broken down to the point that you're like, you can't feel like you're doing this anymore.
Yes.
You get some magical
The
thing come
form
out.
of you comes out.
And it's
Some
like,
magic that
because
can't
you're
even
just
recreate.
like, I'm just going to throw it out, whatever I got left.
Absolutely.
And that's when you get like the magic, right?
100%, because even you can get the magic in the studio on a take and you try to re-sing it, it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's a song on Motives called True Love. That's the demo vocal. But for some reason, I could not match the emotion in that demo vocal.
Wow.
And we had to leave it alone. And so those are the magic moments.
The demo was the first take that you did?
The demo was the first take on True Love. We just had to leave it.
Yep.
And then also, originally, it was supposed to be like this big production. It was supposed to be drums on it, good, more electric guitar and all that. But the emotion was so intense in the original, we had to keep it as close to the demo as possible and leave vocal and just guitar. And that's it.
But that track is amazing.
Man, I appreciate it.
It sounds, but like I said, because it is like, it's just so captivating because it just takes over. And like you said, if you would have added all that stuff, it might have taken away from the feeling that you're exerting.
When you're dealing with emotions, you got to be careful.
Yeah.
And this thing, when we're creating, when we are speaking to people, when we're doing this, it needs to be now as organic and as authentic as possible for it to even make sense to do. And I'm glad about that because I'm glad like this season of my life is happening because I didn't really understand how to be anything else but just me and authentic. And now authenticity is winning. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad that when I'm on a world tour, I didn't get on this world tour by not being myself.
Yeah.
Because I've seen people trapped.
Yeah. They've
gotten big at being something that they're not. And now they created this jail.
Right.
And I am so glad that, things have aligned to where, is it your stomach growling?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
It was good. I was going to ignore it, but it said rubber.
It had a beat to it.
So angry.
It was in the key of C.
It was going right.
Yeah, it was a C minor.
Sam just started singing along to it.
That's funny.
Yeah. He said, oh,
I'm trying to put that shit on mute.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man.
Yeah. Hey.
But I love that you said about like the authenticity coming back because I feel like especially like just social media, the music industry, there's been a lot of things out there. It's just like, and not to say it because art is art, but like it's just people don't resonate with. Like, it's kind of, I don't want to say shit, but like it's just not good.
Look, man, I'm telling you, it's been hard. Like social media's been tough because at first you just show social media what you want to show them, but then also you want to keep your privacy. You don't want everybody all up in your business. Then also, you don't want people running their mouth and commenting and judging you about your authentic. Can you say it for me right quick?
Authenticity.
Thank you so much because I failed. And it was like, what do I do? with social media. You know, social media actually frightened me a little bit because, man, them
I'm with
people
you.
with those eggs on their profile and you don't see who I can have 1 million great comments, but it's them other ones that say the craziest stuff to you that highlight those doubts that you have to fight through in order to get to even post in the first place.
Yeah.
And so I'm still figuring out social media.
Yeah.
People say you got to be doing content. I'm trying.
I know.
Like I'm trying, but just let me. You know what I'm saying?
like, this
I'm
music
not
to
even
my
gonna
ears.
say nothing. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I'm trying because it's like I don't want to have to fight nobody.
Yeah. Well, you know the best thing.
He's like, if someone says one more negative comment,
If
I'm
y'all say something
I'm
else,
gonna throw some
tired.
hands, bro.
I'm getting tired of y'all now. Y'all
Yeah.
making me tired. I just want to. I'm trying to share, and y'all just saying crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Stop.
The best thing is to just not read the
Can't read it.
Don't go in there. Like we're talking to Nikki Howard, and she does a lot of content.
Oh yeah, I love
comedy
B.
skit.
Howard. B. Howard's my brother. Yeah.
B. Howard or
No,
Nikki Howard?
different person.
Oh, different-
She's a like a social media content creator. She has like 500,000 followers, so it has like amazing hysterical content.
Nikki Howard is
Yeah.
Brandon Howard. They are like music. This music.
Oh,
royalty
okay.
Yeah,
there.
did-
So
did-
I'll tell you about them later.
She actually
different
did a funny skit about another Nikki Howard doing content.
Yeah.
And but yeah, like we talked about not going in the comments
Yeah.
because there's the people they're just people that just want to drag you down, not for any reason.
I was looking like, where y'all at?
Yeah. And those
Come see me.
Where y'all at?
Yeah,
Come
right?
see me.
And those egg
Say it to my
profiles,
face.
like they'll make those burner accounts so they can talk.
And I don't know if it's a bot or not.
Right.
And I don't know if it's like this algorithm push. This is when I do a deep dive into, just the black hole of, conspiracy. Because I'm probably one of the biggest secret conspiracy theorists in the world.
I love that.
I love just taking.
I love going.
I just love taking the deep dive because it's better than watching a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes the conspiracy theory stuff is better than fantasy. And you get ideas, you can write concepts from it. It's really creative if you have the right mind frame going into
sure.
it. And so, I'm like, is this a bot attack? Or are people programmed to? Is there some type of program or some type of agenda that's being done where it's a certain energy they want to keep the masses? And the best way to keep the energy of the masses is to control what they see or what's said to them and what's replied. And there you go. You kind of controlling the energy of the whole entire social media landscape. Well, with hashtags, keywords, and posts, they can have those armed and ready to attack that. So it can be somebody that's not even following you. Here's this random comment that is combating the energy that you're trying to,
Right.
It may be meant for that.
Yeah.
So all of that, and people say, man, just make content. Okay, you ask and be authentic. I'm like, yo, I'm so used to being authentic on stage.
Yeah.
And communicating by talking to people physically in person. Now you're asking me to do it with a phone right here, and I have to be careful. Am I being narcissistic and being all like this all day? Am I creating am I going to be even more mentally unstable the more I do this? What does this mean? What is this doing to my brain?
I'm with you.
What is it really doing to me? And so I just want to be careful. And so I think I will always be careful when it comes to this.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, when I just recorded with Diane, we did a few songs together, Diane Warren. And, her songwriting, sometimes you forget what songwriting is that's outside of the space of trying to create a TikTok trend. When I sang Diane Warren's song live, I'm like, oh, this is why you work with a Diane Warren.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna take you right back to Unbreak My Heart. She's gonna take you right back to Don't Wanna Miss a Thing, and the songs that she wrote with Celine Dion and stuff like that. That's what you still need. That's why those old songs still stay and last.
feel.
Sure.
They feel. And
you
so when I
feel.
sang her song at the release concert, it was one of the ones that stood out because I was like, oh. And the way it connected instantly, and no one knew that song yet. I was like, ooh, that's how I connect. And I think
That's
I think human beings
through
were
art.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I connect with, and sometimes you can't feel. You want to have a balance of guarding your heart, right, and putting your heart in the right place, and then also have an opportunity to share and give like that. You have to kind of protect yourself, right? And with social media, I have this love-hate relationship with it, where you better be careful, because you can't protect what you put out once it's out.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to be ready.
Yeah.
And so it's weird. You have to arm yourself. This is kind of like how I see it. You got to arm yourself and put armor on and battle armor on to serve somebody that's hungry food. That's tough.
Yeah.
What does that look like? So it's kind of easy to make people laugh on
Right.
social media, because, okay, we can do this. So comedians, social media, I think is amazing.
Oh yeah.
But for singers, artists, even sometimes actors, I feel they may have to limit social media a little bit in order to be most effective when it really counts.
That's what I said this on a different episode, where I only have so much energy to do certain things
Yeah.
throughout the day.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to find and compartmentalize like a little bit of energy for the social media, but whenever I start thinking about it, it just puts me in a bad mental space.
Yeah.
And they've heard this 1,000 times, but I'm trying to find a place where I can just have enough, a little bit, so I can do that,
Yep.
forget about it,
Yep.
and then go about my day. But it's always like the nagging thought that I have to. You need to keep posting. You need to keep posting.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Like, I can't keep posting when I don't have anything else to say right now.
Yeah.
Especially when you're writing and you're singing, you're writing scripts, and when that job is done, that's all you needed to say. That's how you get it out. And so we just have to, like I said, we just have to be careful, and take your time. It's gonna be all right. Because to be honest with you, that content is not gonna make you $1 million. You know, it's something that is a plus to do. It's not going to keep your loved ones breathing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It may put a little food on the table, but not all the food. And so I'm trying to have less weight attached to the content.
Yes.
So this is why I said I was gonna do. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna still do these music videos, and we're gonna chop them bad boys up, and we're gonna post little snippets of that. I'm gonna do more interviews. I'm gonna do things like this, because it's a safe space. I clicked with you. I was like, oh, we're gonna have a good conversation.
Yeah.
A genuine conversation. A conversation that's not so guarded.
Sure.
And so this is great.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Great clip. That's why we started the podcast,
Yeah.
was because we didn't want to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, if we're here, like you said, it's a safe space. It's authentic. It's genuine.
Yeah.
We're saying things that people need to hear right now.
Absolutely.
Too. So it's just like that was the way we wanted to go about this. And yeah, it makes, and that's good on you for doing it that way, because it comes across
appreciate
and puts you out there in a genuine light.
Man, I appreciate that, because I was, if this don't feel right, don't do it. Figure out a way. I look, sometimes I look into the air. I'm like, just looking around, just looking to the air, because it's a solution in that space, right? It's all the solutions. It can't be just one way to do content. It can't be just one way to be authentic because they did it that way. It's so many possibilities, so many molecules. Every molecule is a possibility, right?
Yeah.
And we can't even see them. So sometimes we need to just hold on. Let's just kind of think, right? And figure out a way to get to that audience. Because guess what? Everybody can't do it the same way.
True.
So listen, accept the ideas. If it don't feel right for you, it's not for you. So don't lean into something that don't feel right.
Right.
Because then you're missing the opportunity it's something that no one has thought about that feels good to you.
Yes.
That you need to do. And now you wasting your time doing something that everybody has done, and you're not going to do it as good because you don't want to do it.
And that's exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the lane for myself, for like my stuff. And I guess that's what we have to do, right?
Bro,
We have
your first thing Don't do anything you don't want to do.
Thank you.
And then focus on the things that you do want. And once you say, all right, I'm not going to do anything I want to do, then you can be like, okay, now what do I want to do? And let's do that.
Yes.
Watch how quick you're going to think about what you want to do.
I like him.
Why did we brought him on the show,
Yes.
man? Good energy. And this whole season, we just keep, Danny, you got to do more social. You got to do more social. And everybody's saying, like, and you're the first person to be like, nah, I don't do it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
They created me a TikTok, and I'm like, I don't want it.
you can figure out how to
want
do
it.
it. You can figure out how to do it the way you want to do it, though.
Yeah, I feel like I'm really old school. I brought up Denzel Washington.
I love him.
Thank you.
He's saying everything that.
He,
Thank you.
He was like, he doesn't have social media. Like,
Right.
there's a few actors like they don't want to oversaturate. Like, I don't want to show you all of me.
Yeah, because
He's like, I'm a movie star because I make movies every like 3-4 years.
yeah.
I want the mystery. And he doesn't do TV. There's like a few actors that still have this mentality, and I'm not. Maybe I'll get there. Maybe
Yeah.
I won't. But I kind of like that mystery. You know what I mean?
If you like that mystery, then that's what resonates with you, and that's what somebody has to like it.
Yeah.
Somebody got to like it still, because it still has to be that. I always look at Denzel Washington's offspring. I look at Chadwick Boseman, and I look at Austin Butler too. And you see their mysteriousness.
Yes.
The only time they post is a rollout.
Yeah.
Well, even his son, too.
Yeah.
He's a hell of an actor, and same
The
thing.
only time they post is, something about to come out.
Yeah.
Now the anticipation, they created that, and so you can allow yourself to create the same thing, and have different, also have this, and when they post, they know it's something worthwhile listening to.
Right.
And so, I think in your gut feeling, you're gonna come up with your own cadence.
Yes.
And that's because we gotta start with a cadence that we can do for at least about 10 years.
Yeah.
What's your 10-year cadence? Because I'm not gonna get burned out. I am not gonna get burned out, and my gift is not gonna kill me. My passion is not gonna kill me. I'm not gonna sit here and make 30 pieces of content because I was told to, but then my blood pressure high. So, like I said, if I'm gonna do this content, it has to be it has to be a cadence that is healthy for me.
Right.
Because the thing is, if you're doing content and you're stressed, and it's like, and it's doing something to your inside, that's not healthy.
And it's taken away from doing the thing that you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And I think at this point now, it's probably not the thing that you want to do. It's the thing that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's like
That's the
the
thing that
it's
you
like the
probably do.
unnecessary. It's like the necessary evil, quote unquote.
Yeah.
They call it in the industry, and now it's like. So do you like when you're in the studio? Because you're in the studio a lot. Do
Yeah.
you guys like just film some of that stuff to use that as
Sometimes,
content?
yeah, sometimes. And then I use, so I did that. I shot the classic music videos, and I did a few interviews, and that's it so far. But now what I'm going to do is, first of all, I gotta, prepare myself. You gotta prepare yourself to be in front of the camera sometimes.
Yeah,
Some days you
yeah.
don't feel like it. You just want to be a human being.
Right.
I chose, so long story short, like, I'll just give you an example. I have like 15 dogs,
Nice.
but I am protective of my 15 dogs. I don't want my dogs all over the internet. They're like my children. You know what I'm saying? My dogs is like, and they kind of expensive, so you don't want to be a target, right? And so you don't want to, I want what kind of dogs? We're going to steal and sell his and do that, because people think like that. And so that's one of the things is like, okay, I need to be authentic. What do I need to show, and what I'm just not going to show?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. So we're not going to entertain that. Even though that'll be a cool idea. No, they're my animals. They're my children.
Right.
Leave them alone.
Yeah.
They supposed to eat, sleep, and they protecting the house. So y'all don't come up in there being nosy. And so, okay, so we're not going to worry about the dogs. But I did do an interview with like Southern Cal Pressa. What's up, y'all? Because we share bloodlines, and Southern Cal, Pressa Canarios is the breed that I have 10 of. And, after they have their babies, I got 6 females, but after they have one pregnancy, that's done. They done. Now they need to live their life and be in a dog resort and be spoiled and be loved on. And that's and so all of my dogs are pretty much almost related, and so I got one big family, and I'm just raising them now. I'm not trying to breed them or anything like that. They've done their work, and now it's time for them to live a good life. But people want to see that. I'm like, so go watch a dog movie or something. You ain't seeing this one. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boundaries.
I
Like,
know.
you know what I'm saying?
I don't like see. I never post anything in my personal space. Like
No, because what they're going to. First of all, you got to be careful with the energy people put on your precious things, right?
Yeah.
I don't want you. Sometimes I'll say this on here, but sometimes I crate train some of my dogs because they disobedient and they need to go over there and sit down somewhere. Go in the crate until you act like you got some sense. Come back. I'm gonna give you a treat, and you're gonna be all right. I discipline my dogs like children. And now it's a respect in the house because guess what? You can't have those big dominant dogs. It's not a golden retriever. It is a bull mastiff. It is a 260-pound animal. You better train that thing and make sure it's obedient to you and love you, or else it's gonna walk all over and it's gonna destroy your house. And so I raised all of my dogs from the puppy because they need to know the full sentence that I'm saying. I can say this to my dog. If you don't go over there and sit down somewhere, and they know what I'm talking about, they gonna sit on their bed and act like they got some sense. Like I can say full sentences to all of my animals. And eventually, in a professional setting where I can set it up, I will show that side one day. But it's not time. Let's go on tour first. Let's,
Speaking of like going on tour, like in the state of music nowadays, because back in the day it was like your music video got released on MTV.
Yep.
Your shit was on every Friday, whatever it was, and now it's like there's so much stuff in YouTube. Like, how do you separate yourself? And how do you promote yourself now?
It's so crazy. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's an honest answer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just kind of do what I feel like I can. I do what I feel like I can.
there you go.
I do what I can.
Yeah.
So you've been mentored by Jamie Foxx, and Jamie's like one of the kings of doing that, of separating himself from everybody else. So how much have you learned from Jamie, and how much has that taken into what you put out and how you promote yourself? Because you won a Grammy already, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
the stuff I did with Killer Mike with Jamie during the pandemic.
yeah.
Being ourselves. One thing about Jamie is Jamie behind closed doors and in front of closed doors. That Jamie that you see in those interviews and doing those impressions and making you laugh, that's the same one that you're going to get eating at the table.
Wow.
Yeah, I've met him at like EDC and Rolling Loud. He's coming. I've had to take care of him, and he's always been super cool.
And so, honestly, I'm a sponge. And so being able to travel the world with him, we went out to London when he was filming Back in Action with Cameron Diaz. And I was able, that's when I met Lam Payne, rest his soul. And so many other people. But with Jamie, you get to see his day to day, and then you realize on screen he's Jamie Foxx too. On screen, Denzel is Denzel. I'm like, oh, Denzel is. So you mean to tell me all I gotta do is just be myself?
There you go.
On screen as well. So when I read those lines, I'm gonna read it like me. You know, I'm a play a character, but I am the character. Literally. I just need to read the lines and reenact them. What? Okay, I need to say, oh, we're not gonna go there today. We're going here. And that you have your approach. You know, that was me reading the line and then interpreting it and me saying it naturally, right? So with Jamie, he hanging with him and being with him, he gives the gift that keeps on giving. You get to see someone that's a household name. How do they go about their day to day? And then you have an opportunity to apply it to yourself. And I've applied it immediately. And so he has a love-hate relationship with social media too. But he figures out a way to do what he can and what he wants. And then all of a sudden, over time, that turned into his very own cadence that works for him. And shout out to Jamie. I love you. Let's go.
Thank you, Jamie, for making us laugh and entertaining us.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We love you. We need you here. Don't be stressed out.
But then on the musical side, what like, what did you learn from him? Or
It was a crazy situation. 2019, I was singing Purple Rain at Delilah. It was a jazz night. Madonna was in there, Wiz Khalifa, Post Malone, Jamie walked in. But when Jamie walked in, it was a whole nother different energy. Like, 'cause he had a little entourage with him. He had Jay Young with him, Dave Brown. What's up, Jay Young? What's up, Dave Brown? Sailor. It was just, it was a crew. And they're now my family. And I was singing Purple Rain. I was, towards the end, I was doing, all I wanna do is see you. And Jamie was like, and then after our song, though, I was like, hey, yo, Jamie, I make beats.
oh yeah,
I was so ghetto. And Jamie was like, oh. And Dave Brown, his manager and pretty much day to day, he came back, got my number. I was in the studio with Jay Young and Dave Brown the next day. And like a few days later, I was in the studio with Jamie. And we recorded Grandma's Hands, his own version of it, which just released through Death Row with Snoop on Snoop's like inspirational album.
okay.
I recorded that in 2019, and that was the first song I did with them. But it went from me meeting Jamie to me working with Jamie in a few days' time.
I make beats.
I made
shoot your shot.
I really shot my shot
because
because when people hear me sing, they don't know I produce just as I produce, mix, and master. So
Do you do all your own stuff?
I can,
Okay, yeah.
but I like to collaborate.
Right.
I'm glad, and I take pride at being able to be a 100%er. But you don't want to be creating lonely.
Yeah.
That's not why you do music, is to create on it. Being a 100%er, which is you can do everything, produce, mix, master, write. You can literally go from your laptop. My things have went from my laptop right to Netflix with Jamie, because he needed a 1%. He needed me to be able to do everything, record his voice, we write together, and we send it right out. He needed that at that time. And so that's what I've been able to provide for the past 6 years. But the 100% thing is a skill that is meant to protect you and use when it's necessary to use. But when you're doing music, you still have to be able to collaborate.
Yeah.
But the thing about being a 100%er, sometimes I'm just gonna sing like with BTS, Map of Soul.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything but sing. And so they kept my lead vocals on the biggest K-pop record of all time, which is Map of Soul with BTS.
Oh, I didn't know you were on that one.
Yeah, so I did two songs.
Okay.
And 2 songs would have kept my lead, but I think 4 background.
Okay.
Like choir vocals. And then on another sense, when I did Jamie's theme song to his TV show on Netflix called Dead Stop Embarrassing Me, I did the theme song, but I got his niece to sing the song, and I produced, mixed, mastered, and co-wrote with his niece. But then sometimes Jamie needs me just to engineer, because he needs to do a favor or record stuff for his book, and then in other rooms, like say with Snoop's daughter Chalk. What's up, Chalk? I love you. Miss Princess. I've been producing her for the past 6 years, and that in her case, me and her, we write everything from start to finish. But then sometimes I just let her write the whole song, and I support that. So in being an 100%er, being able to do everything, it's not necessarily supposed to do everything all the dang time.
Yeah.
Is that you got to understand in different teams, who are you going to be, and who do you need to be, and use your discernment. Okay, in this room I need to be this. In this room I need to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
In this room I need to just sing. In this room, they need me to engineer. And I think church culture, that servitude first, it can be taken advantage of in the industry, but Jamie's crew was a safe space because he's from the South. He's from Texas. He grew up in church. He was a worship leader. It was a reflection of me. I was a reflection of him. And so we was able to feed off that. We had instant chemistry. And so I was blessed to my Hollywood, my industry career to link up with Jamie Foxx. He was a safe, creative space for somebody exactly like me. So you're talking about the perfect time, perfect circumstance, perfect human being to connect with, perfect mentor,
Divinity,
and you know it was destined for that to happen, because look at, you know, from I worked on Stop Embarrassing Me. I worked on Day Shift. I did the 2 original Christmas songs for a Hip Hop Family Christmas and a Hip Hop Family Christmas Wedding. I did some other stuff. We got some crazy records coming out here in this little bit. He's on the album.
Okay.
We have so much material together, and for me to just be around for 6 years, I want to let everybody know that even been working with Jamie for 20 years, or the other producers that I probably haven't had a chance to communicate with that don't work with Jamie anymore, and I have. I'm like, man, I'm just grateful for the opportunity, and I never went in there trying to take someone's spot. It was an opportunity that Jamie gave me, and I wanted to show them I was ready, and I was ready for it. And that sometimes you end up in competition with some of your heroes. But I turn back around and say, yeah, this is the NBA. It's the NBA.
When did you learn? Because I hear that you don't have the ego. Like, I mean, I know every now and then ego will creep in.
Yeah.
But like I've learned that ego like is a detriment to so many artists and people and situations. Like, because if you were to like come in there with a lot of ego, not knowing where to shut up, where to listen, where to engineer, then you probably wouldn't have been able to do that. So was that just something you never had growing up?
No, I learned that. You gotta learn when to shut up.
Yeah.
I've learned that. I've got it wrong a lot of times. I've got it wrong. I'll probably get it wrong tomorrow. You don't know 100% of the time, but you try to get it right as much as you can. I'm not gonna always get it right, but I know it's needed, and I try. And my batting average lately has been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? My batting, I was on a rhythm. And so I try to keep that rhythm together, because everything is so saturated. Opportunity is saturated too, to where the opportunity that you get, each opportunity, I try to make it more than what it initially was. Like come on, stomach.
Lunchtime.
Yeah, I love it.
come on, dinner time.
Dinner and lunch. Have you eaten today?
I haven't eaten yet either.
Sorry.
No, I haven't eaten either. No, I haven't eaten either. But you know, when he said, all right. And so
All of a sudden, he's gonna have a feature on Sam's next track.
That's
I know, right?
Hey yo, AKA Stomach,
Let's record this real quick.
right here, featuring Jamie Foxx. But with all that, you kind of just learn, you know, what to do in each room, and that you gotta read the room.
Yeah.
And you got to read the opportunity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Read out what. Don't try to OD. Try to make the most of it, but be appropriate. And sometimes, I wrote this song that's not on the album that I'll probably put on a deluxe, called Crown. And it's like when I come in an opportunity, I want people to know that when I come into their space, because sometimes in LA, a lot of times you're a new guy. Because if you haven't been out here for 20 years, 20, 30, 40 years, you new. Mm-hmm. 10 years is new. 15 years is still new.
Yeah.
We had the pandemic, so we lost about 5 years, to be honest with you. So, or we gained. You know, some of us needed the rest during the pandemic.
Yep.
We weren't getting no sleep. I was tired.
We started this podcast during the pandemic and this whole nonprofit.
See, there you go. We had the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, with that being said, like, I feel LA fitting in and figuring out what to do in each room and how to move, email etiquette, all of that stuff is still forever trial and error, because culture change, business change, the acting world is changing.
Oh my God, everything.
Yeah, everything is the music world is changing too. Everything is changing. So we're going to have to adapt to those rules, and we do the best we can to read those changes and be patient with ourselves, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to tell myself all the time, I'm speaking for me. Like, settle down. Come on. Like, give it, come on, breathe.
Right.
It's going to be all right.
Yes.
it's okay to get it wrong sometimes. It's okay. Just be honest with yourself and know that you got it wrong. Sometimes you're gonna have to have an ego, and I say ego in a way where Kobe ego, because it's so much self-doubt that you got to go through.
Yeah.
It's so much comparison that you have to go through. Sometimes you got to say, okay, you got to remember what you did. Oh, I did that soundtrack. Oh, I did that. I worked in those hours. I did that. And so you can't beat yourself up all the time and then say, oh, I got to be Mr. Humble. You got to encourage yourself too.
Right.
Like don't beat yourself down, and don't keep talking down to yourself because you want to be humble and because you want to fit in every room and service everybody. Sometimes you got to say, hey, I did that too though. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm that man.
Yeah. Hold on now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did the work. I'm going to be humble. I'm not going to have no ego, but I did the work now.
There you go.
I worked my tail off. I trained. I practiced. I went through some things. I went through life. I'm not dead yet. I didn't pull the trigger. I did not overdose. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's certain things where it's not ego, it's overcome-o. I've overcame, bro. Like, and so it's not no ego. It's just you dealing with somebody that overcame too much stuff to be being played with in a certain way.
Sam taking us to church today, man. I'm loving this.
I feel like I'm more just like I'm sitting here like, oh shit, I got to talk. Too.
I know.
I'm more just like, nah, just taking it in.
Bro,
like it's like captive. Like again, it's like it's not you're preaching and like it's necessary, man. And like I love that we got to connect. I love that you came on the show because like you talked about authenticity. Like,
but
yo, man, we need more people like you.
Inspired me, but you inspired me. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that.
And I was like, yeah, like it was no hesitation. I just had to,
yeah.
And sometimes I say yes so fast in my PR. Jessica Sanchiano, she know me since high school. You know what I'm saying? Like we went to high school together, and she's an amazing, just amazing at what she does. My publicist, so that's family. And so she knows me. Sometimes I say yes too fast, and I'm like, oh my bad. And so I sometimes she reel me in like, okay, let's do the proper things because I do have to be in the habit of doing all, get in the habit of doing the proper things like the. Whatever that is. I don't even know what the proper things are.
Yeah.
The proper channels. Like we got to do the email stuff.
Emails.
I hate that.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God, I hate that.
Right.
Oh, we got to email this because then I'm sounding like, oh, your people hit my people. And then I can't.
That's why publicists get paid so much.
But like our publicist, so like I was nervous to even like, because I told Sophia we had somebody who was supposed to be helping us get his guest. He didn't really work out so well.
Yeah.
So I was like, yo, I met this really dope dude. He needs to come on the show. I sent it to Sophia, and then she's like, you ask him. I was like, I'm kind of nervous. And then I hit you, and then our PR person was like, stop asking people. Let me do it. I was like, but I really wanted to hit him myself. It's like the same thing. It's like, nah, because we can get it done quicker. It's like, yo, why not? Cool, you down? Cool, let's pick a time and date. But then our PA seems like it took like 2 extra days. Like I knew he was down, but it took like 2 extra days for us to get this whole confirmed.
And that's same thing like with I had to learn that with Jamie. I was so in close proximity with Jamie, but in order for us to get official things done, sometimes we had to backtrack and figure it out. Because it's customized to each individual and each relationship. You know what I'm saying? So it's not going to be the same way every time, but you learn, okay, like say my friend Teddy swims. I want to open up for him. Okay.
Wow.
5.
No, we don't.
Okay.
I was just time checking.
My friend Teddy swims. He's on tour right now. I'm a soul singer too. I can be like, hey, let me go on that tour. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got to chill, and it has to be the proper way. It has to line up, because it's Teddy. Teddy didn't turn into Teddy Swims. Not Teddy, but Teddy Swims.
Right.
Yeah, I Lose Control, one of the biggest records of all time. Like 6 years ago, that was not the case for Teddy. So it's the same thing for my boy Shabuzi. Just boom, big.
Yep.
I'm like, so you have to look at them and be like, hey, no, you do your thing. I'm gonna leave you alone. We'll do your thing.
I would love to hear you and Teddy on a track together, though.
It's good.
Those voices are
wild. That'd be amazing,
it's
dude.
gonna happen. It's for those moments. It's important for those to happen. Those to happen not too soon. Like not too early.
Don't rush them.
Like don't rush them.
Yeah.
But when it happens, and destiny brings that together, we know it's gonna work.
Yeah.
But what time period and what song is it gonna be? What track is it gonna be? It's something that we haven't made yet. And so I'm just excited to let destiny, kind of take its course when it comes to that, because we're connected. Of course it's going to happen. But when it happens, it's going to be right. It's going to be right.
I love it, man.
I know.
I got a question for you too, as we're starting to wind down, because I love conversations that go so like an hour has passed already. It's like wait, what? Hold on, how long?
Oh, it's crazy.
No, but like obviously you're so rooted in church,
Yeah.
and I got to assume that you're so rooted in your faith. So when you were talking before about like having doubt and things like that, how much does your faith come into overcoming that doubt, and how do you ground yourself when you're going through those moments of like imposter syndrome, or like, am I where I'm supposed to be?
Ooh.
I'm waiting to ask that all the entire time.
I think about my grandma.
Grandma Ruth.
I think about her. She did. Look at all the options that we had. My grandma didn't have all these options. But when I see her joy and her problem solving, and then I look at my circumstances, and I'm like, my grandma could go through that. If my mama could go through that, okay, I need to solve this. But also, mentally, it's something about that old school faith that I'm talking about. How in the world you ain't have no money, but yet we still eating every day and you still happy and smiling? Where is that? How are you encouraging yourself? Grandma Ruth, Grandma Nan. Where does that come from? What is that? And beyond religious entities, beyond titles, that rooted faith and hope is crazy to me. And so I try to remember that. I try to make that's the pieces of us, their whole entire project is rooted in me creating the sonics of what home feels like and what faith feels like, what hope feels like, that old school. Because sometimes ain't enough money in the bank. You can't stay depressed. It's okay to get sad.
Yeah.
But that faith and that hope, that's what really gets you out of it. It's so, because life is tough. We have so many different things. I had 2 mice run up in my house unexpectedly, and I'm over here chasing Jerry when I'm supposed to be doing content. I can't do this content right now because I'm dealing with a mouse.
That would have been a good one to probably record there.
Right, and that would have been some great content, but I can't record no content. I gotta kill this mouse.
Yeah.
Turn around, the mouse was cute. I was like, damn, I gotta kill him.
He just looking up at you.
Looking up at me
I
like,
just want some cheese.
you want to eat? I almost fed it again.
He was like, I make beats.
You're right. And he was smart. Man. I'm like, dang.
I know. I don't like killing little animals. Maybe just throw them out. But it's in
Yeah,
your house. You're like scared. Yeah.
When you see 2, you can get 20 quick, and so I had to be
First,
fast.
yeah, true.
Because I got, so I'm getting a cat.
There you go.
I got the exterminator people coming. So you got those problems, and then also, you have, and I'm just speaking from self-experience. 2 days ago, a beautiful foster sister of mine, because my family worked in mental health still in mental health. She passed away. A day ago, and she struggled with, just the way she was brought up. Of course, she was in the foster care system. What that does, some people don't make it out. We helped her as much as we could, but then the streets got her and drugs got her, and she finally passed away. But it's like, sheesh, I still have to make a plate of food after chasing mice and getting that news about her passing away. And I still have to have the nerve to believe in myself to continue doing the dream things that we doing, singing a song. It's like, sheesh, okay. That's heavy, right?
Yeah. Well,
That's-
thank you for sharing that. That's still fresh. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like, ooh, it's heavy. You know, I lost my father earlier my stepfather. My real father passed when I was 3. Got shot. Some Durham ghetto,
okay.
crazy, right?
Yeah.
And when all of these things come together and you're trying to encourage yourself to keep going, that self-doubt and all that stuff, sometimes I answer that question, how do you work through that? I don't know. But I know I just try to work through it. I don't know. I don't know how I got through having to sing at all these funerals. I don't know. But I just did it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that is, you know, when a storm comes, you can either run away from it or you either continue just to walk through it. How you walk through it, you just got, man, I'm just walking. I'm just trying to get through. I'm just walking, trying to get through. I'm just trying to live day by day. Sometimes I got to take it hour by hour. Sometimes I got to take it minute by minute. Sometimes you know, like in those, like sometimes you're comparing yourself and you kind of depressed. You ain't where you want to be in your career, or you ain't got. I be pissed off sometimes because I ain't got $30 million.
Yeah.
Why I don't have $30 million so I can make this movie and I can do this music video and I can why? I don't have it. And I just get depressed because I feel like I don't have enough, right? And sometimes it can be even more than that. Sometimes I need $1,000 extra dollars.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it gets tight. The pandemic showed me, hey, we can get tight again. Don't play. Don't be all high and mighty. It can get tight.
Right.
Be thankful. But it showed me, and sometimes in the 20 minutes of like real intense depression and sadness and self-pity and disappointment, those are the moments where you just gotta walk out through and you gotta get through that one.
That's it.
Get through that 20, 30 minutes when it gets crazy in your mind. That's when you just have to continue. The only thing you can do is just get through. Don't do nothing crazy. Chill out and allow time to pass by, so that's when you're weathering the storm. That's what it's all about, weathering the storm. When you gotta weather a storm, what you gotta do? You gotta hunker down.
Hunker down. You
don't just keep doing stuff. My mama used to sit down somewhere. You gotta hunker down and just
all right. Pass.
You gotta let it pass and you gotta get through it. You just gotta get. There's no way. Oh, you gotta do this. No, you just gotta get through it. If you say, I just gotta get through, then you're gonna get through. Life is so crazy. You don't know what you're gonna have to get through. So it's no rule book or no set rules. Oh, if I do this, I'm gonna get through. No, you just gotta get through. Whatever that means at that hour. You get through that hour. And then the next hour, whatever it is that you need to get through without abusing yourself and doing drugs and all that stuff. Right now, I never did. God bless, but I'm a clean slate guy. I don't want nothing.
Nice.
I don't want nothing because I'm trying to have a long life. Because as stressful as it is, food bad, ain't no nutrients in that. What else I'm gonna do? I ain't got no time to be. I'm not drinking. I don't need nothing.
Right.
Because this chicken might not be real, and so I need my body just to compete against that fake chicken. I don't need no alcohol or no weed, no smoke. I don't need none of that. What am I drinking? What's in this Gatorade? So you telling me I'm gonna drink something and I got red 40 and yellow 965 and I'm like, come on now. I'm barely taking my vitamins.
Yeah.
Let me take some vitamins. So you got all of that. I'm sorry. I'm crying.
No, it's great. It's so true though.
We got all this.
So
you see
true.
all this to worry about.
Yeah.
I'm started sweating.
Right.
Just thinking about it. The food be pissing me off, y'all. I be like, they trying to kill us.
Everything, man.
I'm like, why they trying to kill us? Leave us alone. What? Why y'all messing with the eggs? Leave my eggs alone, bro. Dang. I got mad at Starbucks because I like a strawberry acai. I like a strawberry acai with some apple juice. I went to the register. I was like, I'm sorry, Sam. We discontinue apple juice. How you gonna discontinue apple juice? You know what? I'm tired. I'm bringing my own apple juice, and y'all gonna put my apple juice in my acai because I'm supposed to have some apple juice. Damn it! How you gonna discontinue apple juice? All right, I'm back. I'm back. I'm still pissed.
I absolutely love it, man.
But this is the side too that I would have to manufacture it on Instagram. I can't really show people that side or I don't know how to do it like
this
that.
is in the moment. You're gonna go home and try to recreate that.
You
Like
can't
it's
recreate
fake.
it. You can't recreate
I mean,
it.
right?
It's fake and
We'll give you the clip of that, and I'm sure that rant will go viral somewhere.
Yeah.
Somewhere, 100%, man.
That's gonna be a viral drink.
That's gonna be a viral drink.
Acai with apple juice.
What
You ain't got no apple juice.
Starbucks, bring the apple
Listen
juice
up,
back.
Starbucks.
And I looked up it's called, I think it's Treetop.
The
I think
brand.
I think it's the Treetop apple juice.
Yeah.
Don't touch them. Stop playing with me. Because, bro, I don't do drugs. I don't got nothing else. I like to get clothes and all that stuff. So I need some type of coping mechanism. And when I tell you, I will faithfully go to Starbucks and get my strawberry acai with apple juice. Trenta, what you talking about?
Trenta.
Light ice, man.
Yep.
Be light on my ice. I need it. That's my and so when I drink that, I'm just I can handle everything. But I need something.
God.
And so
Sam, this has been amazing,
It's
man.
been
We appreciate you being here. Like, we appreciate the laugh, the energy to preach. Like,
Absolutely.
Man, thank you so much for doing this, man.
End up being, we friends.
Absolutely, man.
This, y'all just caught a friend conversation, like 100% authentic. Like, this is family.
No,
and
man,
so
absolutely. And then, like,
here.
we have so much stuff we're doing with this nonprofit. So,
Yeah.
like, we 100% would love to just have you part of the family, man.
Please,
like, you're amazing. Thank you so much for
Let's
being
go.
here,
So-
brother.
Would you like to? Thank you so much. Like that was
It was
just
so
what
much
I
fun.
needed.
Yeah,
And this is
at
like
the end of the day,
end of the day, and this
This
could
is like the
be
9th episode I've shot in 3 days.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we shot Conversation with the Boys the day before we started this. We have another show under the umbrella Conversation with the Boys that we definitely want to bring on. It's a men's mental health roundtable.
Absolutely.
And just talking about like this men's mental health struggles and just being honest with a group of us, and it's a really dope time too. But like,
please.
but 100%,
Call
man. But
me.
yeah,
Let's
like
go.
this is the best way to take it out.
Let's
Yeah.
go,
Do you want to
y'all.
share where to find your music if you have something coming out?
Okay.
This is your camera right
Right
here.
here. What's
Yeah.
up, y'all? My bad. I'm sorry. Let me put these back on. I just released August 22nd. I released my debut album, Motives. And then right after that, this collab project with Family Company. I like the reason why I did that is because it's 3 white soulful guys and it's this black soul singer. The unity and the way that looks, right? That project was important to me. That's the home project. It's like Motives Deluxe. So Pieces of Us with Family Company. And then we got a Christmas record come out. And I think I'm about to drop a remix to with Trinidad James.
Heck.
And so I did I'm in this music video, the latest one, My Biggest Hater. And so I'm in the music video as the main character. I'm his biggest hater. In
Oh,
it.
for real.
And
Sick.
so I was like, I texted him, I was like, man, I might as well. Because Trinidad is a creative director. He created a character. And I was like, yo, you created such a dope character. I made a verse based off that character, in character. And he was like, he shot me the beat so fast. He was like, in the meantime, handle your business.
Yes.
And I was like, yes, sir. And so that's coming out. I got a Christmas record with Family Company coming out in November. And I think that's it. Some music videos and visuals coming out. Just follow me on I Am Sam Pounds, and Instagram is my main thing. I can't stand TikTok. I got a few posts, but you may get some content on TikTok. I don't know. I don't like it because I just don't like it because it's just TikTok. I love TikTok, but I don't like TikTok. I love TikTok, but I don't like to do TikTok.
I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, and so
I don't even have it. I
See?
mean, no, I have it. I don't have it on my
yeah.
phone.
Yeah, see, there you go.
It's not on my phone, but I have. They made me one.
I'm an Instagram, YouTube guy. And so that's
Same.
what I'm leaning into. And so y'all can find me on Instagram and YouTube. And I appreciate you guys having me.
Check him out. Your voice is incredible. You can tell he's an incredible person.
Oh,
Just
man.
I love that energy, man. Like, just the how unique and authentic. Not unique, authentic.
Man,
you
I appreciate that. But like I said before, man, I'm too lazy to change. And we just
Don't change, man. Be
we,
you.
we ain't got
Thank
no
you
we
so
ain't got no
much.
choice.
Please
And,
be you,
and thank
man.
y'all, man. This was
Thank you.
perfect. Y'all are amazing. Y'all superstars in your own right,
Oh,
man.
we getting there.
And
We
so let's go.
appreciate it.
We growing together. We in
Yes,
this thing
sir.
together.
Absolutely,
Shit,
man.
we
Thank you
joining
so much.
forces,
Thank you.
baby.
Little by little,
Like,
bro.
yeah, we gotta
Yo,
do
man,
we gotta
thank
do
you
this
so
to
much.
take community.
100%.
Yeah.
And thank you all so much for checking out this episode of The Chaos with Grammy-winning producer, artist, musician, the legendary Sam Pounds. I'm your host, Mikey Tableman, alongside my co-host.
Danny J. Gomez.
We'll catch you next time on The Chaos. Peace.
I love
Thank
that.
you,
Y'all
brother.
killed that ending. That was
Yo,
good.
you killed that. We had a blast with you, man. It was
This
so
is
much
good.
fun.